Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Michael and today I'm going to be making some banana chocolate nut muffins, and these are just a few ingredients. This is going to come together really quickly. So we want to have that oven preheated to 420 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit, or that's about 220 degrees Celsius. And we're going to start with our dry ingredients now, and I'm going to start with my flour. And this is all-purpose flour. I've got 1.5 cups or 180 grams, and we're going to put that into this bowl. I've got 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. That's 150 grams. We're going to add that right on top of that. I've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. We're going to add that together, and I'm going to get a whisk here, and I'm going to whisk that all together. All right, now that I've got my dry ingredients whisked together, we'll set that to the side, and we'll get another bowl here, and we're going to put our wet ingredients in. We're going to start with the bananas, and I've got 3 really ripe bananas, and we're going to peel those and put those into our bowl. Now with those in my bowl, now I'm just going to take the back of a fork and I'm just going to break those up and mash those together. If you've got a potato masher, you can use one of those, but with these really ripe ones, it's not going to take much with that fork just to break that up. Now that I've got the banana broken up with the fork, I'm just going to take the spatula and just kind of blend it together. I've got just a few little chunks in there. If you want it really smooth, you can put it in a blender or food processor. I just like the way the consistency is with this, and I'm just going to leave it just like this. All right, now I've got 1 stick or 8 tablespoons or 113 grams of melted butter, and I'm going to add that right onto the top of my bananas. Now I've got 2 eggs, and these are at room temperature. You want to make sure that your eggs are at room temperature when you're baking this, and I'm going to check it in this bowl to make sure I've got 2 good ones and make sure I don't get any of those eggshells in that. And that looks like a really pretty egg. I'm just going to put that in there, and I'll check my other one. And I've got 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is my homemade vanilla. If you've never seen that video on how this is made, I'll put the link in the description box below. Now I'm just going to take the spatula and break these eggs up and just kind of incorporate this into it. And I'm going to grab this whisk now and whisk this together. Now I've got my wet and dry ingredients here in these 2 bowls, and I've got one of these muffin tins, and I've got these large cupcake papers that we've got in here, and I've got 6 in that one, and I've got another tray over here that's got 2. I can usually get between, I can get about 6 or 7 out of there. You might get a little bit more, a little bit less. So now we're going to take our wet ingredients and I'm going to put that into my dry ingredients. Now with any batter that you're mixing together, we just want to bring this together. We do not want to overwork that flour into that and get the gluten really activated in there. You definitely don't want to do that because we don't want dense muffins. So once we get those started coming together like that, I've got a 1/4 cup of chopped pecans here. If you don't want to put the pecans in it, if you want to put something else in it like walnuts, or if you want to leave the nuts out of it altogether, you can definitely do that if you want to. And then I've got a 1/4 cup of these semi-sweet chocolate bits, and I'm going to put those in there. You can use the white chocolate if you want to use those. It's completely up to you. And then we're just going to incorporate that all together. And we're just looking for now that we can get this together. We don't see any more of that white flour in our batter. I'll take my tins now, and I'm going to use this ice cream scoop, and I'm just going to scoop up and put that right into my papers. And it usually, with the size of the scoop I've got here, it takes about 2 of these to fill these up. I've got 6 of these now with some batter in it. I don't have enough to fill up a 7th one, so I'm just going to take this and just kind of disperse it around between them and spread the rest of this out. All right, we've got our muffin tin now with our batter in it, and I'm going to take one of these half-sheet pans, and I'm just going to put it under. Anytime I bake anything, I always put another layer under the actual pan that I'm cooking in. It just seems like they just cook a little bit easier, and you don't get those really hard spots on the bottom because it's right on the directly heat. So the pan kind of disperses some of that heat out on it. I'm going to put that into that 425 degree preheated oven. We're going to cook these for 5 minutes, then we're going to turn the oven down to 350 and cook it for another 15 to 20 minutes. Everybody's oven is going to cook a little bit differently, so keep a check on these. You can test them with a toothpick or a skewer to see if they are done. When it comes out clean, you know they're ready. I'll see you back when these are done. I am back and my muffins are done. They did take 20 minutes today, so everybody's oven cooks differently. Even mine's going to cook differently on occasion, so definitely take a check on those between 15 to 20 minutes. Might even take a little bit longer. These are pretty good size ones. So now we're just going to take these out of this pan, and I'm going to put this on these rack, and we're going to let these cool off just for a minute, and we're going to come back and cut into one of these, and I'll show you what these look like and taste like. I am back, and my banana chocolate nut muffins have cooled down just a little bit. These look and smell incredible. I'm going to cut one of these in two, and we'll give it a taste test. You can see on the inside of that, we've got that chocolate that we've got in there, and let's try it. That is absolutely delicious. If you've got some ripe or overripe bananas, give this recipe a try. I know you're going to love this one. And like I say, you can put more or less of the nuts and the chocolate in it. Whatever you like to, you can put in it. It's completely up to you. If you like this content, maybe you might consider giving me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And while you're at it, maybe you might want to check out one of these other two videos over here on the side. You might find something else you like. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment what you think about this recipe. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye now. This is a winner. Delicious.